The universe should be loud. Billions of stars, trillions of worlds, and yet nothing. No greeting, no warning, just silence. The Fermi paradox asks why. The dark forest theory has the answer, because every civilization is hiding. And if they're not, they're already gone.
Now that the silence may be broken, newly discovered comet, larger than any in recorded history, is hurtling toward us. Its speed unnatural, its trajectory impossible, and its core, it's reflecting more than light. It's sending something back.
Signals buried in the tail. Patterns that match no known language and no known physics. Is it a message or a weapon? In the dark forest, you don't announce yourself unless you're ready to strike.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's another alien episode. Comets, asteroids, Fermi paradox, all of it. Welcome to the dark side of the Fringe. I am, of course, Dr. Chicken. Find me at Bark and Cluck, and joined by the man, the myth, the legend, one who makes cowboy hats sexy again, and a big lover of Johnny Cash, apparently, Tony fucking G.
It is I, the 17-time revolutionary race podcast champion, non-chill filled, quadruple distilled, your blend master, sermons himself, Tony fucking G, back again with alien talk. We getting extraterrestrial on your asses.
And the first time live in appearance, we've had him in,
yes,
yeah, live, first time live in the flesh, digital flesh, if you were, the one, the only, Bill K.O.E.
Folks, it is I, the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man that makes the other podcast cower, the prince and potentate of the political parlance. And now, folks, I am here to dive into the extraterrestrial, as well as we have already covered in previous time with Tony G. I'm also the master of the ethereal. So who better to have than one Phil K.O.E. You can, of course, find me not only here on planet Earth, but also out in the wide, wide universe in places like K.O.E. Nation on YouTube, out in the galaxy of Twitter called K.O.E. Nation on Twitter-X, depending on your opinion on Elon this week. I'm also orbiting Jupiter at K.O.E. Nation on Twitch, and I am also falling in to ton 618 K.O.E. Nation on all amazing YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, Twitter, everywhere that good content can be found. And now here on what is now the most important conspiracy theory and alternative theory show in all of existence, Dark Side of the Fringe, folks. I am glad to be here, gentlemen. Yes, Bill K.O.E. with a hostile takeover of the conspiracy realm. Let's do it, gentlemen.
So there you go, folks. It is real. He does exist, and this is how he is on every show we do, live or recorded. It doesn't matter. Phil is Phil. With that, like, before we get into all the crazy shit, and
the solitude hypothesis really just translates more into the dark forest theory,
which is more of a trust no one, speak to no one, shoot first view of the universe.
DTA, don't trust anybody. Well, now the dark forest theory makes a level of sense for one reason, okay? If there is other life out there, regardless of what form it takes, whether we're talking carbon-based life, silicone-based life, any other kind of life form, regardless of what their biology is, regardless if they even understand morality, there are three things that we can guarantee about them, okay? First thing that we can guarantee about them is they aren't wimps, okay? They made it through the buzzsaw that is a billion years of life, or as much. Here's the other big one. They're going to prioritize their own survival over ours. Okay, we can guarantee that. And
We're
then
assuming they're tribal that way. Yep.
Yeah, well, any biological creature will be. Like, I'm guarantee you, we can do that. And here's the
We
third one.
assume that. We assume that.
They're going to assume the same, the first two about us. Okay? They're not
Yes,
wimps. They made it
they're
through the
smart,
evolutionary
they will.
chainsaw.
Yep.
They're gonna prioritize their survival over ours, and they should probably
They might
assume
just
the
look
same
at
about
us like we're retards, though.
Right.
Maybe.
So the whole theory, the Dark Force theory, it's a concept. It suggests that the universe is equivalent to a dark forest where you and your species, you are a hunter in this dark forest, and all the other species roaming this dark forest with you are also hunters. And it's essentially a king of the hill scenario where you can avoid contact completely for your own survival. You can try to build up a relationship with another species for your survival, survival by numbers, or you can just eliminate all the other species that you come into contact with because they might be trying to eliminate you as well. So
I feel like this theory was brought up by somebody who played way too much of Age of Empires.
probably. So the hostile environment where advanced civilizations deliberately remain silent and hidden to avoid detection by other potentially hostile civilizations. It's often linked to the Fermi paradox, which asks, where is everybody, given the high probability of existence of ancient civilizations? The key assumptions: universe is vast and old, with billions of galaxies, each containing billions of stars, and the potential for life supporting planets. Also, life is common. The discovery of exoplanets and the building blocks of life in the universe suggests that life might be more common than previously thought, and that civilizations are likely to develop technology. Advanced civilizations would likely develop technology capable of communicating over interstellar distances. So, if we, again, it's vast and old, the universe. Life is common enough that there could be some more out there, and they could all develop a technology of interstellar travel, or at least a communication, which is what we could be seeing now. Phil, you were talking earlier about sending signals back and forth. Is that the first steps of us going toe to toe with some ancient or current extraterrestrial life?
Unfortunately, there's no coming back from that. So, like, if this is real, we've already been sending out radio signals, which has a
Stephen
from what I
Hawking told us
understand
not
is-
to.
was like 100-year light span at this point, is all the shit we've sent out. So anything within 100 light years of Earth, we've sent out radio signals and all kinds of shit to let them know we're here. So we are like, we're the star on the top of a Christmas tree right now.
Yes.
Like, hey, look at us.
Yeah, we are announcing our existence to everything in any direction that you could imagine.
So if any of that's true, we're kind of fucked.
Yeah, we have done a terrible job.
I think it's one of the main reasons why the firstborn of the universe theory holds so much water, because we've just been like, humans, here, come get us, please, and nobody's even like nothing. Now,
so yeah, either there's nobody out there to get us, or they're like looking at us from the other side of the zoo cage, going, "Look at the monkey eating shit."
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing that you got to understand is that if aliens did actually come to our solar system to invade us, I don't think they would act like, I think here is the human hubris, that they would give a crap about us at all. Like one way or another. They're like, oh.
Well, that's why I think we're actually like more in the zoo, like
hang on. Let me finish.
Yeah.
Like, oh, look at them over there. Isn't that neat? All right, let's start mining all the hydrogen gases out of Jupiter and Saturn immediately and get on out of here. Okay, like that's fuel for fusion reaction. Okay, that's why they would actually give a crap about us, is Jupiter and Saturn specifically. They're filled with the hydrogen gases you would need for fusion reactions. And so if we did have other aliens invade, they would just take our planet that eats all of our meteorites and comets for us and then kill us off that way. That's how I see that.
I like the zoo thought process of like, why do we see UFOs? Why do we see weird things happening that we can't explain? Why does it seem like the government's okay with certain things happening? And then you kind of look how we treat exotic animals in this planet. It's like, well, like what do penguins actually observe of us when we come in the
Mhm.
area? They probably don't give a shit for the
Right.
most part. And once in a while they see a boat in the water and they're like, "Holy shit, that's a fucking alien spaceship." Like
Mhm.
they and they might think that's fucking weird. Um I think it's all, again, it's all relative to your thought process, what you see,
Yes.
what you understand, what you don't understand, and how things you interact with. And sometimes, like, we create zoos to where we don't interact with the animals and they can't see us, so they don't understand what's going on. Like, a lot of zoos will have like special, like, we can see into the glass.
Observation. Yeah.
Yeah, we can observe them in the glass, but it's like mirrored to them, so they don't see
Mhm.
us, so they don't panic. And like, how much of that could be represented with us without even knowing? Like with just, I don't know. There's so many things we don't fucking even understand. We don't understand our oceans. We don't understand our atmospheres. We don't understand the fucking moon. Like, there's so many things we don't get. Like, it's so easy to see that, god damn, we could be in this like little zoo area that we like, and they just keep feeding us the information and make us think that we're smart. It fuck it, we do it to monkeys all the goddamn time. We do it to fish all the time. We do it to whales. We do it to dolphins. Like, we feed them information and give them just what their mind can handle. It why wouldn't another species do that to us and just watch us and be like, "Hey, look at
Right.
these fucking retards."
I'm
Yeah.
gonna read it because it's a disconcerting thing because it also ties into the pro, but it also the dark forest theory. And if we do find out there's other creatures out there, this is a very short. This is the last two sentences of a really good SCP file about somebody talking about an extraterrestrial SCP, and he goes, "I am a scientist. I observe reality. I look through the glass and have done so for ages. I always thought that the glass was just a one-way mirror. But now I found that the glass that I've been using, that we've been using, is not pointing to it anymore. It's pointing to us." That's the disconcerting thought, is we're no longer the masters of the laboratory. We're under the looking glass. That's the
So
disconcerting.
yeah, so if you can take a lot of these hypotheses and jumble them together a bit to try to find the conclusion that you like, you take the entire safety net hypothesis and you mix a little bit of black hole here and mess with the concept of time here, where we're the infancy of life as we understand it, but there could have been life that we don't understand previous to us, and maybe that's what's interacting with us. And like you were saying, chicken, just other species that interact with us on this planet. It's all relative to our concept and understanding. So I think the answer is a mixture of all of it.
Yeah. The mixture of everything we've talked about tonight, and then the part that just blows my mind is our lack of understanding, and
Yeah.
our foolishness to think that we might know.
No,
Like,
no, we
That's
don't know.
why we
every
try.
time I see, like, uh God, who's the black dude that had, like, knows a lot about astrology? What's his name? The most famous fucking black
Um,
astrologer guy.
You mean the
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
astronomer, Neil deGrasse Tyson, not the astronomer, not astrologer.
Yes, sorry. Holy shit. Yeah, well, I'm not that smart. Anyway, like, when I see someone like him that can have like, be so, like, mathematically correct on so many things, but still be so blind to what
Stubborn,
is
if you will. Yeah,
happening.
yeah.
stubborn, blind, call it
He
what
just
you
likes
will.
to be the smartest guy in the room. I mean,
When you see somebody that's that smart be so fucking dumb, it goes it kind of blows everything up. So like every
Yeah.
time you meet somebody or listen to somebody and we see this with our heroes throughout everything, whether it's with politics, religion, whether it's science, whether it's medicine, no matter what it is, you see all of your heroes fall because the hubris they have and they feel like they have this like god sense of knowing what is right. Like
Yeah.
you've seen it happen on the right, you've seen it happen on the left with politics, you see it happen in science, you see it happen in medicine, you see it happen everywhere, and all these people like just lose you because they just don't keep an open mind, and all of a sudden one day they're like, no, this is it, we have found the
Yeah.
way, and it's like they quit looking.
hmm
um
They arrived at the conclusion that they liked because they spent 3 months on a whiteboard. And now if you tell them that 3 months that they spent doing that is wrong, they don't want to hear that.
well, and yeah, no, you're right, you're absolutely right. And I love writing on the whiteboard, like, and it's like they quit, it's like they
Yeah.
quit, they're like, fuck it, I don't need the whiteboard, I know.
Yeah, I
And
found the answer I like.
the day you know, I think is like the day you intellectually die on a lot of things, like,
Well, yeah, especially if
and
your
and
entire thing is space, you stop looking, like you're done.
how the
That's
fuck do
it?
you stop looking?
Yeah,
well,
you're done now.
especially if you're like in a secular mindset, like a secular scientist, like the idea that
Sure.
you have any certainty at all is laughable. Like what certainty do you have in anything? Because think about like
There is no
okay,
certainty in anything.
I want you to think about the theories of the universe, our past, our earth, our history, that to everyone here in this room was sacrosanct 25 years ago, could not be questioned, and now is complete nonsense and bunk 25 years later. And in another 25 years, we're going to find out, okay, yeah, the universe wasn't 20 billion years. Maybe it was 2 billion years. And maybe, like, yeah, we're going to find out, like, just, folks,
We just
really
trust
know.
carbon dating on a different scale now.
Exactly. Like, yeah, like carbon dating is one of those, like, yeah, it's, yeah, it's this. Trust us, bro. Trust us.
Phil,
Gentlemen.
I'm gonna send it to you in just a second here to round us out. I'm gonna say, from the smallest stars to the fastest interstellar visitors, we've measured the odds and weighed the silence. The Fermi paradox leaves us with choices. Life is rare, life is hiding, life is dangerous. The dark forest theory says survival demands silence, that every signal risks our being our very last. And yet, faith tells us the universe was not made to be empty. Maybe it isn't silence we hear, but a patient waiting. Until the time is right to answer, I send it to Phil, K.O.E. Round us out, brother.
Folks, thank you for being here tonight on Dark Side of the Fringe with Tony G and Chicken, with special guest Phil, K.O.E. And folks, as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, thank you for joining us here at Dark Side of the Fringe for this very special 17th episode, going into all things extraterrestrial, out into space, into deep space, folks. The deepest space possible, the recesses of your mind. Folks, come right back here, Dark Side of the Fringe, for all of the crazy analysis and getting into the deep dives on some of your favorite topics. I am your King of Extreme, Phil, K.O.E. You can, of course, find me at K.O.E Nation on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter. That's K as in King, O as in, oh my goodness, you can find K.O.E Nation on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter. E as in, I am extremely happy to know that I can find K.O.E Nation on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter. And folks, I am so happy to be here, and I am signing off and handing it off to these indomitable broadcast partners. Gentlemen, take it away.
All yours, Tony.
This was This was a blast, and I love the discussion. This was fantastic, and everybody who made it this
It was
far,
fun.
which would
It was
be
fun.
everybody who listens to this, because if you didn't make it this far, that's your loss, not ours.
And you're an
I would
asshole.
assume, yeah, you're an asshole if you didn't. So if you didn't, you won't hear this. But F you too. But of course you did, because you're all cool, and everybody that listens to the show is cool, and you'll listen next week because you're also cool. So it's another home run show, folks. It's what we do here, Dark Side of the Fringe. Thanks for joining us. Catch you for the next one.